On this edition of FedGov Today with Francis Rose, building an AI-enabled workforce at the National Geospatial-Intelligence Agency. What's changed about the cybersecurity landscape in 2025? And a new maturity metric for human systems integration in DoD acquisition. How will the department ensure mission-critical systems are both technologically advanced and ready for the people who use them? Welcome to FedGov Today with Francis Rose. I'm George Jackson, sitting in for Francis this week. NGA has a unique and highly technical mission: deliver world-class geospatial intelligence to policymakers, service members, intel professionals, and first responders for their own analytical and operational needs. The technology that fuels that mission changes rapidly. Here to talk about its evolution, Mark Chatelain, NGA's Chief Information Officer and Director of IT Services. So talk about that mission, Mark. How is the cloud strategy at NGA evolving?
So our cloud strategy began back in 2014, 2015 timeframe when we were instructed to move all of our applications, all of our data into the cloud, to basically save money, to eliminate the data centers associated with our facilities. We found out very rapidly, though, that it was not the right thing to do. Some of those applications, some of that data needs to reside as close as possible to our analysts. And so what we did is we came up with a hybrid cloud model. And so again, with the hybrid cloud model, some of our applications went into the cloud, some of our applications stayed on our premises, or on-premises in our data centers. And then we chose kind of what to move where based on operational needs. That cloud contract was awarded to Amazon Web Services, and it's a sole source contract to Amazon through a competition, and they've been providing excellent capabilities for us over the past several years. However, the Director of National Intelligence desired to have that workload competed, to basically share that workload. It makes sense to have a shared workload or a multiple cloud capability to be able to leverage things like resilience, to leverage better pricing models and things like that. And so we're in the process right now of moving that or evolving that single cloud into a multiple cloud environment.
One of the key mission objectives is to meet the demand in high tempo operations, Mark. What does high tempo operations mean to NGA? How does scalability, resiliency, other factors impact delivering services to the warfighter at the speed of need?
Our warfighters are demanding customers, and they need data when they need it immediately. They need to be able to make decisions on the fly, and they need to have that data. If our systems are not operating at the optimum level, then they're not going to have that data when they need it. Our first responders are not going to have the data that they need when a wildfire strikes or when a flood hits. They're not going to be able to locate those people that are stranded. And so without the information that we provide, they are not going to be able to get that. And it has to happen in a real-time manner.
Zero trust architecture's also a big, critically important part of your portfolio. Talk about zero trust, the implementation inside NGA, what kind of results you're seeing right now?
So it's not about cybersecurity anymore. We're having to move to cyber resilience. Cyber actors around the world are basically coming up with all kinds of different things, different ways to attack us, to be able to stop us from providing the capabilities that we do to our policymakers, our warfighters, and our first responders. And so if we treat it as a cybersecurity issue, we're not going to be there in time to be able to prevent some things. So we've got to be resilient. We've got to put the necessary tools in place, the necessary precautions in place to be able to head off any of those cyber attacks.
Have you seen any impact on speed based off of new zero trust architectures move through NGA? I mean, you can't sacrifice speed for security based off of the mission that you're trying to deliver to the warfighter.
We absolutely can't detract from capabilities we deliver to our warfighters. But again, you've got to put that cybersecurity in place. If you don't have that cyber resilience in place, you're not going to be able to provide those systems in time of need. So we have not seen any reductions or any delays within our performance capabilities because we ensure that. We develop systems that have that resilience built into them, but also are able to be performant.
What are some of the hardest parts of Zero Trust and employing it, the life cycle that it's on right now? I mean, we've had guidance from DoD, from the White House for a number of years now. Organizations have been employing it. Government has been studying it. What's the current state of that landscape? What's the current challenge that NGA or other organizations are still trying to address right now?
So we've been resourced well as far as being able to provide Zero Trust capabilities. Zero Trust is not just one thing. It's actually a myriad of things. Some of the things we've been implementing over the past 10 or 12 years within our enterprise. Some of those things are new types of things. For instance, artificial intelligence in the cybersecurity realm. It brings us another level of being able to detect bad actors coming into our system, to be able to react in real time and faster than real time, as opposed to having humans taking a look at those types of things. So that's probably the biggest challenge we have right now, is how we implement those AI models to be able to detect cyber attacks.
I had the opportunity, Mark, a number of years ago to actually go inside NGA headquarters. And at the time, open source intelligence was a big focus for the agency. You know, you have these commercial satellites that are much more accessible than ever before, and NGA recognized that. They read the tea leaves, they moved to integrate more and more open source intelligence. Could you talk about OSINT's importance to this discussion around Zero Trust and, you know, how you leverage that information to improve cybersecurity across the organization?
Open source intelligence gives us just another vehicle to be able to understand what's going on in the world. Again, we have agreements with commercial imagery providers to be able to provide us imagery. This is some sort of open source intelligence. We also have other open source type methods, understanding where cyber actors are playing, particular cybersecurity issues going on, and then we're able to take that information and blend that into our posture associated with keeping out those bad actors.
Artificial intelligence is where I want to close our interview today, Mark. Talk about the workforce. What, relative to tool adoption, to the integration of artificial intelligence into the workforce itself, looks like right now?
So as our director says, artificial intelligence and machine learning is more about teaching machines how to act like human beings, and that's the artificial intelligence piece of it. You think of artificial intelligence, at least in our domain, as being able to do image recognition, to be able to pick different aspects out of images and then present them to an analyst so that the analyst doesn't have to spend time looking at those images. We collect a lot of imagery every day. We pull in a lot of commercial imagery. We do not have the workforce to be able to look at every single image, so we're going to have to rely on something else, such as artificial intelligence. We could probably increase our workforce by 100-fold, and it wouldn't be good enough to be able to look at all of those images. So we've got to have some way of doing it. And so using artificial intelligence to look at that imagery is important. But that's not the only thing. We've talked about commercial imagery. We've talked about artificial intelligence as it works with cybersecurity. There's other types of things that we're investigating using artificial intelligence for. Just this week, we're rolling out the capability at NGA to have our workforce be able to leverage artificial intelligence to write their self-assessments.
Wow.
Have their supervisors be able to use that artificial intelligence to read those and to be able to actually go through and prepare performance plans. All of this will have to be human reviewed because you don't want artificial intelligence running our employees. You want the supervisors to be able to use it as a tool to be able to provide a much better evaluation of those employees.
Well, I'm going to evaluate this interview, Mark, as a home run. Mark Chatelain, Chief Information Officer, National Geospatial-Intelligence Agency. Sir, thanks so much.
Thank you, George. I appreciate it.